Climate change is real, and our podcast is a reminder to all our listeners and everyone that it is the need of the hour. We need to start acting on climate change today and stop procrastinating. Be it small or big, don't think about that. Just start it today. Hello and namaste from Pallavi. Welcome to Eco-Friendly World. And today, in this episode, our guest is a climate Hamira Kobusingye. She's 26-year-old old and she's from Uganda. Hamira believes that climate change is a gender issue and a reproductive health issue, and her passion and desire to see a world with climate justice and gender justice. Let's welcome Hamira to this episode and hear from her about her climate action journey. Hi Hamira, how are you doing today?
I'm fine, thank you, Paraviv. Hi, how have you been?
I'm doing good.
Hello.
Thank
You're
Hi.
welcome. Mm.
Tell to our listeners about your climate action journey, that how you have started and what exactly you are doing.
I started my climate journey in 2019. Though I didn't know it was actually climate activism at that time. All I knew is I was trying to bring some good into the world, empower women in general. So basically, I had me and women. I would educate women about climate and agriculture and things like that. Would go to communities, and then when lockdown came in 2020. My eyes
Mm-hmm.
opened and I was like, okay, now climate is actually an actual problem. I learned this from Vanessa Nakate, who is also the founder of the Rise Up movement. And I learned that it's actually a climate issue. Like climate is not only affecting us here, but it's affecting everyone else. And also it is our doing to the planet that is causing the climate change. So fast forward, I joined her and then did groundwork until I joined online strikes and started striking online, because when you strike online, I noticed you get a bigger audience than when you're just striking on ground. Yes.
Okay, that's great. So, was there any particular incident or something which has moved you or motivated you to take up climate action? Would you like to share something?
For me, because my country in Uganda, we are like 80% of our income comes from agriculture, and women and people have been, mostly women and youth, have been advised to do small scale farming, even like on your veranda, everywhere. So initially, because I was training women in farming and how to use small space to cultivate probably vegetables for your family, like to make small food for you and your family, and probably to also sell, I noticed along the way that the weathers had changed and their things were withering out and drying up. And the weathers weren't like the seasons weren't the normal seasons. There's a time we could tell this is dry season, this is wet season, so we can plant in the wet season, then we can harvest in the dry season, which is not the case nowadays, because nowadays it's shining all the time, and when it rains it's just flooding and destroying plantations and everything. So for me, that was the time I noticed that the planet was actually reacting, like the planet had started reacting to us and it was not happy with us. So when I listened to Vanessa, my eyes were actually opened wider. Yeah.
Okay. Yeah, rightly said that it is our doing on the planet, right? I'm so
Yes.
glad that you have started your climate action journey and now you are motivating others. So, Hamira, could you please give some insights on the activities which you are doing? And like you mentioned that you have started during the COVID period, right? Or just before that. How you are facilitating those initiatives during COVID? I mean, with lots of restrictions around.
With COVID, I stay in the urban slums of Kampala and Wakiso. So for those, it's easy for me to connect to a few marginalized groups of women and youth and talk to them. And because the first 2020 COVID was not so rampant in my country, it was easy for me to still communicate with people. Also, because internet came and some of my women and youth have also joined, it was easy for us to communicate. They would call, like basically it was just communication. And then after that, I had to like now say, okay, let's take this online and let's go to Twitter and start a war. Yes. So apart from that, right now we're just doing it online, and also still the groundwork is still going on, but it's not as much because now I noticed I have helped the people around me. Now I need to help people that I can't reach. For example, the people in Nigeria right now, the people in Kenya facing the drought. So that's what I'm doing right now.
Great. So you are basically leveraging the social media for a good cause. That is inspiring. So, Hamira, one message to the world. What would you want to say to the people who are still behaving ignorant or still haven't started acting on climate change? I mean, I know there are still a lot of people who believes that it's not their part. They don't have any contribution in that, which is not true. Everybody has a role to play, and whatever is the situation right now of our planet Earth, everybody has contributed to it, right? But still people are behaving as
Yeah.
ignorant. So what is your message to the world?
My message to the world is this is happening, whether we want to believe it or we don't. It is happening, and then women are being affected, and it's happening still. Also, I would want to tell the world that whether we want it or not, we are going to face it unless we come together. I always tell people who are always objective, like they're always like, no, that's not happening, that's a hoax. I'd be like, okay, maybe if it's a hoax and everything, what damage will having more green in the world do to the planet? What damage will helping marginalized groups of people, that is women and children that are in these areas, what damage does stopping pollution cause to the planet? Because these things are affecting the planet. For example, like I told you, I'm right now running a campaign. There's a pollution Port Harcourt per se, and I have been running that campaign for a week now. I intend for it to go for this week as well. But my point is, those people are suffering. Women are having miscarriages. They're having preterm births. They are basically it's a mess. And even men are getting respiratory issues. Children are breathing in soot, and soot is a very dangerous amorphous gas, and it has metal particles. It's dangerous basically to our health, and also to us women to our reproductive health, because we are the mothers of this planet. You understand? And also, people would say this, for example, yes, you're against pollution, but it employs people. But I'm like, what good will the job you have right now do for you when you're on your deathbed, probably dying of cancer, lung cancer, or having some weird disease? You understand? Because this is happening, and it's happening at very fast speed. You understand? In my country right now, people are basically like, plants are drying up so fast. We used to be the Pearl of Africa. We had beautiful green, which is not the case right now. Now I imagine for places that were already dry even before the climate change crisis began. You understand? I'm thinking they're actually having more trouble. So my point is, all of us, you could start by not littering. These things can be avoided by just not doing anything. Like, don't litter. Do not support plastic companies. Do not, like, if you find rubbish, pick it up. If you see someone littering, call them onto what they're doing. If let's boycott fuels that you get. Let's boycott pipelines. Let's boycott all these things. And also let's add our voices to all other voices to stop this, because like I keep saying, telling people, a healthy person is the future for this generation. And then also there would be no gender justice. Like I told you earlier, Perevi, like a happy and comfortable woman is the future for tomorrow, because she grooms our children, she grooms our future, she teaches our children. Imagine you had a woman that is teaching, like you had a Hamira, a Vanessa, and you had a million of those, and all women were like that, and they were happy, and they were also fighting for other women's rights. And also these women were teaching their children at home, like teaching your child, you know what, do not litter, do not do this, do not do that. Then the planet will be a happier place. We should also plant more trees. Yes.
Rightly said, whether to believe it or not, but it is happening right now. And then what else is causing that damage? It, of course, we all, like, individual actions becomes, collectively it is damaging our planet Earth. So yeah, very rightly said, and thank you for giving such easy options to start with to our listeners, that it's very easy to just do not litter, right? In that way also you are just helping the planet. And of course it is affecting our health. At the end, all the the waste gets into the landfills and into the oceans, which is killing the aquatic animals. And at the end we are the same water is coming to us, and we are drinking that, which is polluted. It is affecting our health. So yeah, thank all these insights, Hamira, and giving this easy options to our listeners to start with. And of course, women, we have to achieve the gender justice first, because when a woman is educated, she of course gonna teach her children. And when you educate a woman, you actually educate the whole generation. That's a great saying. So thank you so for sharing your journey with us. And at this point of time, I just pray that you achieve, all your success in all your initiatives, and you do a lot more, and may your tribe grows. Thanks a lot.
Thank you very much. Thanks. Thank you a lot. And also thank you very much for amplifying my voice and giving me a platform to talk about this, because probably my social media is not as big as I want it to be, but this is a good start for me and for the fight against climate defaulters and people that think climate is a hoax. Also, we need people like you to give us support and to tell us we're doing the right thing. Thank you very much once again.
Yeah, we are together in this, right? So definitely we should not think whether we are able to reach a big audience or not. We should just continue doing our part, and definitely one day our voice will reach to as many as possible, right? Because what you are doing now, even if it is inspiring one person, then that one person is going to inspire another one, and that's how the chain forms, right? So more power,
Yeah.
Mira, and thank you so much for joining us today. And stay tuned for the climate activist story. Thank you.
Thank you very much.